I've heard of women having a sharp tongue before, but this is redonkulous. Welcome back to the basement, boils and ghouls. Your greasy guru Sugarpants back with another raunchy reel. Today's tumescent tale is 1996's Killer Tongue. Also known as Tongue Girl or La Lengua Asesina. A saliva-soaked soiree about an alien tongue and the hot earth chica it becomes attached to. So let's swallow our pride and send it down to Abraxas for that slobbery sleaze docket.
We have 11 dead bodies, 25 cups blood, 1 cup urine, 0 naked breasts, 2 naked butts, Robert fucking England, Doug fucking Bradley, waterphone music cliche, makeover montage cliche, gloppy cartoon sound effects cliche, Tom Peepery, superglued lip kissery, urine-soaked boots, gas pump fellatio, alien-infected soup, orgasmic transmogrification, 2 bubble baths, skin-tight latex bodysuit, 1 flight through windshield, telephone pole porta-potty smashery, knife-separated superglued lips, broken mirror shard to the wrist, repeated cop fist to the face, door smashed head, pickaxe to the torso, gunshot to the thigh, shotgun blast to the thigh, shotgun blasted decapitated head, 1 violently tongued chicken, bubble bath dong tonguing, tongue rafter swingery, electric knife sliced tongue, standard knife sliced tongue, hot iron to the tongue in the toaster, pickaxe to the tongue, pickaxe severed tongue penetrated head, tongue crotch attack, tongue decapitation, tongue impaled French kiss death, 1 off-camera exploding human, 8 on-camera exploding humans, 1 deep-throated Virgin Mary, and tongue self-love sexy time.
Killer Tongue is a movie that starts at the end of a bank heist. Johnny and Candy double-cross their 2 accomplices and steal all the money for themselves. Then Johnny says in order to lay low, he's gonna intentionally get busted and go to jail, while Candy holds up in a monastery. So immediately we establish just how fucking stupid these 2 are, because the whole point of laying low is to avoid the law. Anyway, skip ahead 4 years. Johnny's up for parole and gets a letter out to Candy saying to go wait for him at some rundown hole in the wall called Porky's. So with her 4 poodles, Candy goes over to clean up and wait for her man. While there, a meteorite crashes nearby, some sparkly shit flies over to her exact location and falls into her soup. She eats it, and immediately her shape transforms. She excretes black goo from her pores that dyes her hair and gives her a sexy skin suit. And eventually she passes out. Her dogs eat up the food she spilled and become drag queens. No, seriously, that's what they become. When she wakes up, she notices her tongue is a lot longer and has a life of its own. The rest of the movie is simply an exercise in confused frustration in showing us just how little sense a movie can make. And I don't mean the plot. I mean the direction. I don't know what the director was trying to go for, but it's a hot damn mess. Whether that's on purpose or not is the real question. Biggest example, the fact that the movie is called Killer Tongue, but Candy and the alien thing keep getting backseated for bullshit filler that mostly amounts to absolutely nothing. Why watch a symbiotic alien relationship explode heads and spill tons of blood when we instead can watch Robert England try to feed a fly to a dove?
Look, Johnny. Chow time. Yeah. Num num num. Go ahead. Eat your dinner. Come on, eat your dinner. Come on. What's the matter with you? Come on. Eat your fucking dinner.
Yeah, that's so much better than watching some hot chick in a black latex bodysuit ripping heads off with her tongue. Mostly we keep cutting to Johnny during his prison work detail, but even when he escapes, we still keep going back. Like, who the hell cares? There's a hot chick killing people in violent, sexy ways. I do not care about these fucking random-ass prisoners who aren't even important enough to name. Anyway, there's really no plot here, so here's how the movie goes. Johnny escapes, but gets mortally wounded when one of his double-crossed heist partners catches up to him. One of Candy's fellow nuns somehow gets power from the alien meteorite, which gives her a life-saving, healing touch, and he falls in love with her, thinking she's an angel. They go to bone just as Candy finds him. We have a showdown at the monastery. A bunch of people explode. The tongue gets severed and dies immediately. Candy turns back into a human, has some wishy-washy, artsy-fartsy, anticlimactic conclusion, and it just ends. That's the movie with all the confusing filler removed. The truly disappointing aspect of this one is that Killer Tongue had the potential to be one of those awesome, so stupid it's great fun kind of movies. But the director kept cutting away to pad the runtime with people we just don't care about. The whole thing feels experimental, but every experiment kind of fails. If it had just been a by-the-books alien movie where the only weird part was the alien being Candy's tongue, I think that would have been enough. Maybe just keep the drag queen dog boys for some added silliness along the way. Because as much as I disliked this one, I absolutely loved Candy and the alien. For the most part, every one of their scenes was great. From her trying to figure out what's going on, the endless murdering violence, the ridiculous interactions once it learns how to talk to her, to the steamy, moany sex scenes. Fantastic stuff. That's what we're here for. Unfortunately, that character combo is wasted here by a director who wants to film everything else. Seriously. How the fuck do you have this available for your movie and ever cut away? Personally, I think a much better movie would have been a road trip flick. After being infected by the entity and the initial confusion of not knowing what it's all about, Candy hits the road to try and find Johnny. And naturally, she leaves a trail of carnage in her wake, both purposeful and accidental. Throw in the dog boys for some levity and silliness to keep things from getting too serious, and I think it would have been a much better flick. Also, I absolutely hate how the meteorite is the bullshit magical MacGuffin that does everything the plot needs, and none of it is explained. When it first lands, part of it flies off and lands in a bowl of soup and becomes the killer tongue. Why? I don't know. The dogs eat the leftover infected soup and become drag queens. Why? I don't know. The mute nun accidentally uses it to heal her exhaustion, and it gives her the ability to speak. Why? I don't know. Next, she scoops up some dust and puts it into Johnny's pickaxe wound, and it saves his life. Why? I don't know. Anyone else who so much as looks at the meteorite funny dies in a horrible explosive death. Why?
I don't know!
So Killer Tongue is just the latest movie on the giant pile of movies I mourn because the potential for awesomeness was totally squandered. This was the one shot we had at a killer alien tongue movie, and instead of giving us a potential cult classic, we got a messy, confusing, and poorly sequenced movie. Projects like this almost never get the remake treatment to fix what didn't work the first time around, or even a sequel to try and retcon some sense into things. And that's especially sad knowing we live in a world where even Showgirls got a sequel. Now, with that paltry picture show placed back in the pantry, it's time to say sayonara, my sultry sycophants. And until I come back with another awful offering, this is your lickable lunatic Sugarpants. See you in your dreams.
That's right. I can hear every little sordid detail as clear as your heartbeat. With Johnny this and Johnny that all day long.